Good day, dear learners and parents. Hope you are all doing fine. Welcome to today's social studies class. Our topic for today is the crop farmers. To start off, let's look at two pictures. Our first picture here, what do you see? I see women and men dancing. Now ask yourself, what tribe do these women and men belong to? If you say the Kavango tribe, you are very right. In fact, some of you belong to this same tribe, and this is your traditional attire. Now let's look at the second picture. Yes, I see a cow's tail there. I see women dancing as well in their traditional attires. What tribe do these women belong to? Yes, they belong to the Ovambo tribe. Now ask yourself, what do these two tribes have in common? If you guessed they are both crop farmers, you are very correct. In fact, they are part of the Bantu speaking people. Let's look at how crop farmers reach Africa and Namibia. In about 700 AD, the Bantu speakers settled in the Kunene and the Okavango rivers because the area was good for farming. Let me remind you that the Bantu speaking people were from West Africa and they started migrating due to tribal wars and drought. They started migrating to look for better land. Eventually, they settled in Namibia, in the Kunene and the Okavango rivers, because they saw that it was good for farming. You yourself know, if you go to Kavango River right now, and you look at the people who are staying there, their farms, do you see how they are always green? How trees that side are always green no matter the season? Yes, they are green because of the water and the land, the type of soil there is good for planting, for farming. These crop farmers also kept cattle and sheep, but farmed some land also. So they did farm some crops. They made iron tools and iron hoes for farming. The women gathered fruits and carried water. The women also grew mahangu, sorghum, maize, and pumpkin. So apart from them keeping sheep and cattle, they also planted mahangu, sorghum, maize, and pumpkin. This was sort of their staple food. Do you know what staple food is? It's the type of food that you need for survival or that you eat every day to survive. So they were dependent on mahangu, sorghum, maize, and pumpkin, and would eat meat here and there. Maybe would also use their cattle and sheep for milk. And they were people that used iron. In fact, they are the ones who introduced iron to the other forms of civilizations. They used irons to make their tools and their iron hoes for farming. When you go to the farm, you see how much machinery is needed there. A lot of iron is used, from hoes to other stuff that, let me say, even metal rakes and other sort of tools. A lot of iron is used. And these crop farmers knew that. So they used the iron tools, they made it themselves, and the iron hoes for farming. They also looked after their kids, the women. The women stayed and looked after their kids while the men took care of the cattle and hunted. The men were also judges, meaning that if something would happen, someone would do something wrong, these men would then make sure that that person would be held responsible. The women did not participate in the lawmaking in their community. It was the men. Let's look at an example of an Ovambo village. As you can see in the picture here, this is an example of how an Ovambo traditional village looks like. The Ovambo were, and some are still, crop farmers who moved into northern Namibia in the north. This is an Ovambo homestead. Look at their fences. Can you see how they look and what they made of? Their huts are wooden huts with thatched roof. The huts were used as bedrooms, cooking, and living areas for grain storage. So you see here, you see about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 huts, if I counted correctly. You see, the huts here were used for different purposes. Some huts were used as kitchens, the other as bedrooms, the others as living areas, and some were just used for grain storage, meaning everything that they farmed, they would collect and put it in that hut. If it was the mahangu that they farmed that year, they would collect the mahangu and store it in that hut. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson, and I'm looking forward to our next lesson.